Why, hello, everyone. Yes, it's that time for the man that puts the pro in professional wrestling to spit some knowledge. Now, the topic today is rules to wrestle by. And, this is my opinion of some rules of etiquette. Not necessarily locker room etiquette, although some is being thrown in. This is from my experiences, things I've seen, things I still see, things that are done right, things that are done wrong, certain things that are lacking. I've been doing this over a decade. I've been in a number of locker rooms, good ones, bad ones, stuff in the middle. I've been on good shows, bad shows, stuff in the middle, great shows, historic shows. And I felt like some of the stuff that for me, I'd like to see. So if you're not here for an education, then, you can click stop. If you want to take my advice, great. If you don't, great. Use what works for you. And trust me, this comes from a total place of respect. So these are rules. I want to say commandments. I wouldn't go that far. But I think, it's stuff that we should all be thinking about. And by us, I'm talking, workers and whatnot. I would say first and foremost, at the core, the golden rule, regardless of your goals in the business, regardless of your reasoning for being in the business, I think at the core, the top golden rule would be respect. Respect for this business. And mind you, your respect level will be definitely higher than the business's respect level of you. You aspire for it to be a equal footing, but you gotta have a higher respect level for it than it does for you. Now, I'm not talking about individual promotions or anything like that. I'm talking respect for the business. Those who've come before you, those who are going to follow you, those that you work with, those that you work for, those that pay to watch you, and those that pay you. You just have to have respect for the system. You can be opinionated about it, but I think at the end of the day, you got to have respect for it. Paramount to me. Second, I guess, I don't think these are in any particular order, just how they flow. But I think humility goes a long way in this business. Being humble, especially if you're new. I think that goes for everybody. Be humble to what you're doing. Don't get me wrong, everyone should have an ego, everyone should be confident, have a swagger. Got to. You can be opinionated, be vocal. But at the same time, if you're new, I would say for the most part, you got to kind of keep your eyes and ears and mind open. Keep your mouth shut. Unless you've got something that's going to add or enhance the lesson or the conversation. Now, that's not saying in social settings. I'm just saying overall, you have an opinion of how it should be. Listen to someone first and then see if you agree or not. I'd say you got to have passion for this business. You got to have a passion for it. I think we all do, as fans, for the most part. At least the people I'm around. You got to be passionate about it. Everything that it is. You got to have pride in what you do and in how you do it. I don't see that a lot. I wonder where it goes sometimes. Pride goes a long way. I mean, being concerned with how you look, your presence, your demeanor, your match, your peers. Pride. Now, for me, this is some personal stuff. I mean, things that I see again. I think if you're in it, unless you have a gimmick, you're like Funkasaurus or Dusty Rhodes or Santa Claus or Green Giant or whatever have you. But I think you got to be an athlete. And by that, I mean you got to look like an athlete. I'm not, worked out. Do some kind of workout. I mean, I do yoga, insanity. I run. I go to the gym. I try to be religious with it. More so now than ever. Try to take good care of myself. Try to be concerned. I would think everyone should do that. And I get the reasons why, but at least do something other than just, unless the ring work is your workout, then hey man, all right. And men, women, I'm not trying to be sexist, so just from my point of view. Gear. Again, I used to wear pajamas, so am I one to talk? I used to wear the baggy pants and whatnot. I've done different looks throughout my wrestling career. And it's not like I can go, hey, well, look at the top guy in WWE and follow his example because he's the exception, not the rule. But, it works for the character he's trying to portray. So I guess if you have a character that you're trying to portray, and, I was a fan of a lot of the guys at ECW back in the day, so, but I think, something can be said for having the proper gear. Whether it's protective gear or gear from a performer standpoint. I guess, I would tell anybody if, the question I would tell everyone to ask themselves is, would you pay to see yourself? Would you pay to see you perform? If you were on a flyer and you saw yourself, you took your ego out of it, would you pay to see you? Would you pay the asking price? I know I would pay for Steve DeMarco. I'd pay to watch that dude. That dude is awesome. I don't know why that guy's not signed, because he is so entertaining. There is no show without Steve DeMarco. It is, I do DeMarco. But all kidding aside, can you answer that question and say, yes, I would. My gear and my character and all of that. I tell anybody to think of that before they go out there and perform. And what's it going to take to get to that if you're not there? For those new, I would work on what you're not good at, whether it's some technique or certain moves. As long as they're not dangerous moves. There's some stuff hard to practice. Chair shots, I don't necessarily would practice all the time now. Breaking tables, I don't think I'd do that. But, working on your craft. I think a lot of guys should work on promos. The ability to talk. And the ability to have the people believe in what you're saying. And again, it goes back to, would you believe what is coming out of your mouth? Do you believe what you're saying? I believe what I say. But, do you have that conviction? When you watch yourself after the fact, what do you think? most concerned about the crowd, the audience, the ones that are paying to come to see you wrestle. I would be more worried about what they're entertained by than what I'm entertained by or what the people in the back are entertained by. I mean, the bottom line is the fans kind of are the reason we're doing it, so there you go. And again, when it comes to matches, do you believe in what you're doing? I mean, if you were sitting in the audience, would you believe it? I wonder. I'd believe it. When I'm out there, I believe it. See, again, I am confident. Learn psychology. It's lost art, storytelling. Not saying it's a dead art, and it has been found from time to time, but it is it's an art, telling a story, telling a good one, telling a story anyone can get, not just a few, not just a select few, like everyone in that building gets the story you're trying to tell with your opponent, with your team against another team, or whatever have you. The story makes sense if you were watching it. The story makes sense. What the moves that you're doing make sense. Work the crowd. Work the crowd. Work the crowd. That's what they're there. They're there for that. I could get into the fans aspect. I'm not going to. That's not this video. That might be another video. I don't know. Not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the rules to Wrestle By. So, and if there are cameras recording your match, can you pay attention to the fact that there are cameras recording your match? I mean, I treat the camera like it's another member of the audience, and they're going to remember this match long after I am, and I can always go back to it and watch it again. So, I would think if I'm watching it, and if people at home are watching it, that they would want to be entertained, and if you're not playing to the camera, you're the audience that's watching that after the fact, will feel kind of cheated. So play to the camera. That's what it's for. It's there to get you over. Some wise man said that once. I think in closing, I want to say that's about it. I mean, you want specifics. I mean, come on. This was free advice. It's, if you want me to consult, that comes with a fee. So yeah. Now, if you haven't seen episode 2 Behind the Curtain, feel free. If you haven't seen my matches, you should go back and watch those. Pretty recent stuff. I'm going to be putting out more here shortly. This next video, I've got something in mind, so I'll let this one kind of marinate y'all, and then hit you with another one. June 9th, I make my second appearance with ROW, Reality Wrestling, Booker T's Reality Wrestling. I was the main event of episode 2, and I plan to make quite the impact coming up. That's June 9th, this Saturday at Clear Lake City Recreation Center in Houston, Texas. Go to realitywrestling.com for more details. Then June 14th, Hearn, Texas. BOW and PCW are cross-promoting, I believe. So, Branded Outlaw Wrestling and Professional Championship Wrestling. Yes, it's back, apparently, and I'm a part of it. So, Yay! And it's for a great cause. So June 14th, Hearn, Texas, if you're in the Hearn area. I will be there. Prepare to mark out. Trust me. And then June 16th, got my fingers crossed. Then June 30th, I have to defend the title. The Gulf Coast Power Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title. And I'm apparently in a 4-way. It amazes me that the office thinks that highly of me that they're going to give me 3 opponents. Rockstar Robbie, Jared Steele. That match didn't count, Jared. There's no bottom rope. Out the rule book. Wasn't even 4 at the time, so. And my buddy, sometimes enemy, Ruthless Ryan Davidson. But I'm going to talk more about them in the weeks to come. But again, I appreciate all of those who took the time to watch this. And, I just feel like spreading some knowledge. I'm going to do this moving forward. But again, it's advice. It's free. The consulting, that comes a little later. And that comes with a fee. So, but always hit me up if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Your promotion, you're like, I find this guy interesting. Hit me up. Hit me up on Facebook. That's usually a good way of getting a hold of me. I do not have a Twitter. I am considering it, but we'll see. We'll see. So, until the next time, like I always like to say, stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. But come on now. You're already here. You're doing all of those. You love the fact that you demarked out. You know I'm the guy who puts the pro in professional wrestling. And you know, above all else, that there is no show without Steve DeMarco. Until the next time, later.